Introduction to Biochemistry. This is the course outline. We have discussed the different topic like we have discussed the biochemistry as a chemical and biochemical sciences. We have discussed the scope of biochemistry as an important field of science, significance of the biochemistry in life sciences. In the previous lecture, we also discussed about the origin of life. The today's lecture is about the biomolecule. Objective: student would able to understand the fundamental aspects of the biochemistry and its related field in the life sciences. This chapter will provide a graceful knowledge about the basics of the biochemistry, biomolecule, origin of life, and evolution. One equipped with the knowledge, the student will be able to understand the different discipline of the biochemistry. Learning outcome: by the end of the lecture, student will be able to understand about basic theories of the life, origin of life, evolution, biomolecules and their roles in life, prokaryotes and eukaryotes, phylogeny and taxonomy of living organisms. Now comes to the main topic, that is biomolecule. By the definition, the biomolecule are the simple or simplified molecules that are present in a living system. Basic unit of life or the living system is cell. If we are taking any cell, so it contains the various molecules that perform various functions in the cell. When we categorize the biomolecules, so biomolecules can be divided into two types. The first one is the organic biomolecules, and second is the inorganic biomolecule. The organic biomolecules are those biomolecules that mainly contain hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, and sulfur. And the examples of the organic biomolecules include the protein, nucleic acid, lipid, carbohydrate, and enzyme. When we are talking about the inorganic biomolecules, so inorganic biomolecules are further divided into two types. The first one is the minerals and vitamin, and second is water. The minerals and vitamins are of two types. The first, that are essential for the plant, and second, that are essential for the animal. There are approximately 17 essential minerals that are required for the plant. These include nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, iron, zinc, copper, chloride, boron, molybdenum, nickel, and so on. If we are talking about the essential minerals for the animals, so approximately 24 essential minerals and vitamins are there that are required for the animals, and these include sodium, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, iron, iodine, potassium, copper, selenium, manganese, zinc, etc. There are different vitamins that are also required for the animal. These vitamins include vitamin A, vitamin B1, vitamin B2, vitamin B3, vitamin B5, vitamin B6, vitamin B7, vitamin B9, vitamin B12, vitamin C, vitamin D, E, and K. So the biomolecules are the molecules that are involved in the maintenance and metabolic processes of the living organisms or the cell. These are very essential for the living organism. When we are talking about the elementary composition of the biomolecules, so the biomolecules mainly contain the six basic elements. These elements are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and phosphorus. So these are the basic elements that are found in all of the biomolecules. The percentage of these elements according to the human body are: the carbon is present about the 50%, oxygen 20%, hydrogen 10%, nitrogen 8.5%, phosphorus 2.5%, sulfur 0.8%, and these elements constitute more than 90% dry weight of the human body. Generally, the carbohydrate, protein, nucleic acids, and lipids are considered as the main type of the biomolecules. They mainly contain all of the essential elements, and these essential elements are joined together in a specific manner and with the help of the specific bond. When we are talking about the example of the carbohydrate, so we have the different type of the carbohydrate are there. Here is an example of disaccharides. Disaccharides are the carbohydrate that have two monosaccharides units joined together by a glycosidic bond. Here in a diagram you can see that the example is of sucrose. The sucrose is composed of glucose and fructose. One glucose molecule and one fructose molecule joined via a glycosidic bond to form a molecule of the sucrose. Similarly, another example is of lactose. In the lactose, the one galactose molecule and one glucose molecule join together by a glycosidic bond to form a molecule of the lactose. Similarly, in the maltose, two glucose molecules join together by a glycosidic bond to form a maltose. So, the specific monomeric units are the monosaccharides that form a carbohydrate structure. So, if you're talking about a specific or one of the monosaccharide unit of the carbohydrate, and the most common is a glucose. Here in the structure, you can see that the glucose structure have the different elements, and these elements are carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So basically, the carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen joined in a specific manner, or by the specific bond to form the glucose molecule, and these glucose molecule act as a monomer and join together by a glycosidic bond to form the carbohydrate structure. Similarly, we have the another example that is of the amino acids or the protein. Basically, the protein are the long chain of the amino acids. These amino acids are joined together by the peptide bond. When we are talking about a single amino acid, those a single amino acid contain the different elements, and these elements include carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Here in the structure of the amino acid, you can see that carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen atoms are joined by a specific bond to form the structure of the amino acid. These amino acids joined by a specific linkage or the bond, that is a peptide bond, to form a complex structure of the protein. We have another example that is of the nucleic acid. In the nucleic acid, the monomeric unit is nucleotide. These nucleotides join together by a phosphodiester bond to form a structure of the nucleic acid. If we are talking about the elements that are present in the nucleotide, so these includes carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus. These elements joined in the specific manner or by the specific bond or specific orientation to form the structure of nucleotide. Different nucleotides joined by the phosphodiester bond to form the structure of the nucleic acid that is a part of the DNA or RNA and make up the genetic information or storage or store the genetic information of the living organism. We have another example that is of the lipid. In the lipid, there are different examples. If you are talking about the membrane lipid, so the membrane lipid is composed of the phospholipid. So the phospholipid structure contains the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and phosphorus. Here you can see that how the different types of the elements are joined to form a structure of the phospholipid. Now the characteristics of the biomolecule. Most of the biomolecules are organic in nature. All the biomolecules have a specific size and having the 3D structure. All of the biomolecules contain a specific functional group and the chemical properties of that biomolecule is mainly depend on that functional group. Generally, the structure of the biomolecules are asymmetrical. They are initially grown due to the chemical reaction.